a very, very important personal experience for me to announce this particular award, Entertainer of the Decade, because it's to a human being who is humble, who is a wonderful heart, and who has had the most magnificent success that just hasn't touched him. Can you imagine producing a film in 2010 where they had to have a special show at 4 a.m. in the morning, and it was house full, day after day, 4 a.m. I ask Mr. Chidambaram to join me in awarding our Entertainer of the Decade to the one and only Rajinikanth. After you had this amazing success this year, Robot, Endiran, I think like you can add some of the top hits of Bollywood all together and they still won't have the kind of success that you've had. Would you rate it as your best film, or since we're talking about a decade and more, which is your best film, this one or others?
So far, definitely Robo.
This is the best.
Robo is the best. I mean, I consider this the best.
And did you expect like the huge successes? I mean, I can't even begin to define the parameters of this success.
Honestly, I mean, I didn't expect so much. Actually, it will become so big. I never expected. Yeah.
Right. Now, with this kind of success, you have, in fact, you did. There's a Hindi version of this. But generally, do you feel that the recognition could have been wider? I certainly feel that. What do you feel, Mr. Chidambaram?
Well, I think it's been done in more than one language. It's perhaps the biggest grosser in India's history, I think. So what more do you want? And then Entertainer of the Decade.
At least of the decade. And of course, one thing which is going to, then very few things which make Mr. Chidambaram's knees tremble is whether you will ever enter politics, and with who.
I was hoping that you would enter politics in 1996. He had a great opportunity. The story, he knows part of it, I know part of it. You'll know when we write our memoirs. Right. He could have entered politics in 1996.
Do you think he's sensible not to enter politics?
No. Just because we were not sensible in entering politics, that doesn't mean he should not enter politics. He still could. He'll sweep the elections.
You know, I have had a special request. I think Ajay and Vidya and Katrina, if you could come up and join this, a legend of our times. Come up and join us.
I really don't have a question to ask him. I just really believe that he is not in our country. He's, I think, the biggest star in this world, because if you see the amount of people and the state and things like this, I think he is the biggest star, and the kind of numbers he gets in.
Absolutely.
And
there's one. I was just going to say, the one person who I wanted to wait to get a special entrance, because I saw the reaction you had when he came in. I'm so glad Trisha joined. Any question?
It's just such a proud moment, Rajni sir. And what makes this even more special is we're both from the South.
Exactly.
So, and that we're from the Tamil film industry, it's the greatest honor.
Thank you, Raj.
And if I could just, Mr. Vijayan, if you could come and give your memento, you wanted to do that.
I'd also like to add here, this is probably the biggest moment for my mother, who's sitting there. for me to be sitting alongside Rajni sir is, you know, she's beaming. Amma, I'm going to go and stand next to sir for a second.
Would you like to come up, ma'am? Come up. Come up. This is your one chance. Come up for a minute. Come. No, she's too shy.
Actually, if I was not invited, I would have been angry with Mr. Pranay Roy, because standing along with Rajini sir in this stage itself is a great honor for me. Congratulations, sir, for the award.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Katrina, any words from you?
Well, my mom lives in Chennai. Not a lot of people know that. So also she was on the flight with Rajni sir, and it's the same thing she said to me. I didn't see him. So she was extremely heartbroken. And I think, as Vidya said, he is the greatest star. And more importantly, I think the way the people have come to love him, and the way that he is beyond an icon, beyond an actor, the greatest human being, I think that's something we can all only hope to learn from. And to stand on the stage with you, of course, is a great honor. Thank you, sir.
Trisha, I could ask you, the reputation that given his following, he still is so humble.
And I don't know how he does that. In fact, I was just telling my mum this afternoon, I don't know how he does that. Please tell us, Rajni sir.
How do you do that? How do you keep your feet on the ground?
See, actually, when I am not doing anything, only God is playing through me. And all the industry, big directors, producers, so they are actually, monitoring, and they are directing me. And you all, I don't know why I'm doing good or bad, you're all liking it and you are loving. So it is all God's grace. So all credit goes to God. So I have to be humble. Thank you.
That's wonderful.
It also proves that he's one of the biggest stars, because every girl here is talking about themselves and their mothers about him.
Right, yeah. Transitioning generations.
All three of them.
I just said
And
that.
many
to Vidya.
children as well, actually. So it's wonderful that you're here. Just one last thing about the tradition of going from movies to becoming Chief Minister. Are you ever going to follow MGR's footsteps? Or Jayalalitha's? And again, that will make your knees tremble.
On politics, sorry, no comments. Thank you.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Would you like to ask a question? Okay, thank you all very much. One big round of, for a most special India. Thank you so much.